Hey guys, welcome back to Thomas's Turf Tips. Today I'm starting a project that I haven't done before, and that is planting Bermuda grass from seed. As you can see to my side here, that is what's the remnants of winter rye. So it's gotten hot enough that the rye has died back, and today I have treated it with glyphosate. So there's a few stragglers left, and so I've treated it just to try to kill everything. I want to make sure that nothing is competing with the seed that I'm sowing. So hang on, and we'll walk through the steps together. Okay, so it's been a few days since I applied the glyphosate. So now I'm going to start the next step, which is scarifying the ground. I'm going to get it, just create tiny grooves so that Bermuda seed can go into it and have contact with the soil, direct contact with the soil. That's what you want. So what I'm going to use here is, I've never used this before, but it's a Sunjoe Scarifier. So on the bottom here you see these tines. So they rotate, and that's what's going to make the grooves. This machine's also the machine I'm going to use to do the verticutting. I talked about that last year, and my Bermuda grass getting too thick, so I'm going to use this to thin it out on the front. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it. The next to lowest setting here says it's about a little less than a 1/4 inch deep. So you don't want it, with Bermuda grass is very small, so you don't want to get it too deep in the groove. So I'm going to give it a whirl here. Okay, so what you can see, they're nice little grooves. So I'm just going to do that all along this area that I plan to plant seed, and then we'll be able to throw some seed out. Okay, so I'm done with Sunjoe. Sunjoe did a great job. A little too good of a job, because now looks like I'm going to have to. There's a bunch of straw that is pulled up from the rye planting, so that's not going to work. If the seeds sit on top of here, they're not going to germinate. They do need direct contact with the soil. So I'm going to run the mower over here with the bagger and collect all this, and maybe a couple more runs with the Sunjoe, and then I'll be ready for throwing the seed out. Okay, so that was hard work and dusty. But the Sunjoe did great, and so now I've got it all tilled up here, and so we're ready to put some seed down. So I just want to tell you a little bit about the seed. This is GCI turf from Pete Denny. So it's the Alpha Elite, and it's 3 types of Bermuda grass. This is, so hybrid Bermuda grass cannot be planted by seed. But common can. So this is an improved version of common. So it's going to have some of the characteristics that you'd see in the turf Bermuda grass, but like thinner blades, better color, things of that nature. So another thing about this GCI turf that you won't see in the big box stores is that it has 0% weed seeds. So that's really good. So I'm going to start spreading. Okay guys, let's see, I spread the grass seed, and then I did another light pass with the Sunjoe to try to work the seeds in. And now I don't know if you can see, I've turned the sprinklers around so they would hit the new seed, and I'm going to try to figure out what the pattern I should use to water this grass in. So what you want to do is water it enough such that it stays moist all day long until it germinates. So I'm just going to figure out what that pattern is. Just short bursts every 3 or 4 hours or so I think will work. So tomorrow I ran out of daylight, so tomorrow I'll put some fertilizer on there, and I think we'll be good to go for a while. We'll see, watch this and see how it does, and I'll check back in after we have germination and have a good stand, and I'll show you what I've got. All right, so it's been 7 days, and I just wanted to show you that we've got a little bit of germination going. So you can see right below Honest Abe there, got some few Bermuda seeds coming up and germinating. Thankfully, we've had a lot of rain this week, 3.6 inches in total, so I haven't had to spend a lot of time watering. You can see some over there too, a lot cropping up there. So looks like it's going well. Now my hope is that my pre-emergent that I put down in February doesn't choke this out. I'm hoping I timed it right, so I don't negatively impact my seedlings here. So we'll check back in later. Okay, so it's been 22 days since I planted the Bermuda, and I just wanted to show you what's going on here. So I've got a great stand in a couple spots, but the problem was not long after I planted the seed, we had what Mrs. Turf calls, it came up a storm and we had a gully washer. So you can see the path there where the water takes from the front of the house all to the back, goes down there, and then it starts riding up because the hill gets a little bit flatter in the back there. So, and it all washed down this hill. This doesn't show well on camera, but this is a fairly steep hill here. So it came up a storm and washed away the seed, or at least washed it down to some places like this and back there. So we're gonna try a new approach this time. You can see the cups out here. I've been doing calibrating my sprinkler system, so I'm gonna focus just on this hill right here, this area that I'm trying to get going. So I'm gonna do that, and then I am going to try to reduce the chances of a gully washer again. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to try pre-germination of seed, and so the pre-germination is going to allow me to get this really get it germinating when it's not even outside, and then when I put it down it's going to start sprouting up pretty quickly. So that just, odds are that's going to reduce my chance of a storm washing this seed again. All right, so good morning, folks. It's been almost 3 months since the first seeding took place. As you know, I put down 2 rounds of seed. The first round got washed away. Second round did not have any major storms washing it away, and since then we haven't had much rain, so I've been putting a lot of water down to get this established. The rest of the yard, as you can see, is quite crispy. I've turned the sprinkler heads around just to focus on this berm and put the focus on getting this established before it goes into dormancy. So anyway, I'm quite pleased with it. I'm going to walk over and show you a little area where I didn't get full establishment, but also I've got a project going on there too. You can see where this wasn't established well, but I've got some plugs here going where I'm going to get that coverage complete before dormancy takes place. I've got another video on what I'm doing here with those plugs. Did have to put some weed control down because of the pre-emergent I did not put it down. You don't want to put pre-emergent down when you're establishing seed. So I did have to put some weed control down probably in month 2 of the process here. But now it's looking quite well. So I hope you learned something. Talk to you later.